Hey y'all, welcome back to Tuesday Talk. It is time once again for another Tuesday Talk episode where we talk about whatever topic we want to talk about. So today we are talking about people, seasons changing, forgiving people, moving on, making it right in relationships and friendships. First, we're going to tackle people and seasons changing, and then we'll get into the forgiveness part after that. So let's head to the intro, and I'll be right back. So number one, when we're talking about seasons and people going in and out of our lives and changing, how do you know when your squad is about to change? Let me just start off by first of all saying that seasons change and people change as well. No matter the history that you've had with that person or the closeness of the bond that you had with that person, it all depends on your lifestyle, your goals, what your standard of friendship is for your specific season of life for you at that time. People may leave, but that doesn't mean that something went wrong or that a incident in the friendship caused it to be like that. In this society that we live in, different people need different things from people in a friendship or relationship with someone. For me, I truly value my standard is, people that listen, people that care, people that genuinely love and support, encourage, motivate, someone that I can trust. Because the past 6 years of my life has been a complete whirlwind for me, and I've been through major changes. I went through these major changes so fast as a child that sometimes, like today, even now, I am still putting the pieces together of what has happened now that it's been 6 or 7 years later since what's happened. So for me, it was like I was kind of forced to grow up in a way where I kind of had to find my way through the majority of that season and this journey. So having people in my life to just go through life with me in general is just such a huge relief for me. My standard of friendship is loyalty, love, respect, honesty, trustworthiness, communication, support, all of those things. I only know when my squad is going to change when something comes up in our relationship, whether if they leave and never communicate, or if they do something to me, or there's a violation to my standard of friendship. That's when I know that a switch up is going to occur. So number two, how do you navigate someone switching up on you? This is a very good question because this happened to me recently where someone switched up on me and basically showed me their true colors. And so I'm going to be referring to this incident, for this entire video because it's just such a perfect example for what we're talking about today. But to answer that question about how to navigate someone switching up on you, I took a step back. For that situation, I took a step back and I stopped talking to the person to give myself a minute to get clear-headed from what just happened, if that makes sense. It depends on who it is and what was done. Sometimes my first reaction is cry. I've been through so much that literally when I'm emotionally or mentally manipulated or hurt or violated in any way, it's literally exhausting and it gets old quickly. And I just get sick of it and I lose it. I absolutely lose it. And I'm gonna be honest, at the time of this recent incident that I just said, I did cry. The rage that I had was so up here that I literally had to get myself together. It happened because this is a school friend. This is like a childhood friend, someone I've known since elementary school. We've been in elementary, middle, and high school together. So this has been a 10-year friendship. So the incident happened in my 6th period class. So by the time I got to my last class of the day, 7th period, I was already done with the entire day because I was just over it. I remember two of my best friends asking me if I was okay. And I was so emotional that I literally could not answer. I heard them. I heard everything they were saying, but I just could not find the words to describe what I thought and what I felt at that moment. And I do remember covering my face because I was literally crying and I did not want to draw attention because we had work to do in that class. And also that gets awkward fast. But yeah, sometimes crying is my first reaction. Another thing would be tell someone trustworthy, so you don't suffocate in having to handle it all by yourself. That's why you need to find a good squad, so you can tell people that understands and tell people who aren't gonna tell other people. You don't have to worry about it coming out of somebody else's mouth, because that was just between you and that person. Now, I have a mixed community of people. I have teenagers, I have teenage Christians, I have church kids, I have PKs. So I'm just adding like little Christian things in here for my Christian folk who watch my videos. So pray and ask God to help you know what to do as far as the friendship is concerned, based on the extent of what was done. Okay, God, do I close based on what just happened? Do you want me to close this chapter with this person, or do you want me to give them another chance? That sort of thing. And then for me, navigating someone switching up on me, I listen to music. Like, for real. I listen to music that just kind of alleviates, the emotional drain of what just happened to me. So that's another huge thing for me. And then navigating the switch up from someone, proceed with solving this situation with the person if it goes that route, and if they're willing and open to that. Number 3, our third point, how do you know when to close the chapter or give another chance? Let me start off with closing this chapter part. As far as closing a chapter with someone when a season has changed or an incident has occurred with you and someone, I feel like you'll know when it's time. Like, you'll know based on how you feel, you'll know based on how the other person is responding, and God will tell you, And let me just say, I know that I've been saying this incident, but it's literally perfect for this. But I know that God is allowing me to handle this person leaving my life gracefully, because it's been peaceful ever since they left. It's been peaceful ever since the silence between us began. And I'm like, God, I know that in that moment it didn't make sense. It hurt because we've been friends for 10 years. But I'm like, God, if you had to allow that person to do that to me, to show me that I don't need that kind of person in my life anymore, I thank you for allowing my eyes to be open to see that, for you to allow me to not keep giving my attention to someone who only gives me bare minimum. That's the one thing I love about God. He did not allow me to mess myself up by trying to keep giving attention, like I said, to someone who gives me the bare minimum. And closing chapters with people doesn't mean that you have to hate the person. Like in my case, I don't hate the person that, switched up on me, but after it just gets old, because after people do something to you that makes you question everything, as much as you love that person, as close as you were, you got to protect your peace, because you can't be anything to anyone else if you aren't everything to yourself first. And then on the flip side, you'll know to give a second chance if the person is willing to make it right. If they come to you and acknowledge what they did, it's more bound to be a saving grace in the friendship and everything's fine again, But that's not always the case, because people get offended and they don't want to own up to their actions and, don't want to face that they did some stuff. But if they value the friendship like they say they did, they'd come back and make an effort to They come back and make an effort because they don't want to lose you from their life, if that makes sense. Now, of course, we got to talk about it, making it right. What if they don't come back and apologize? Simple. You've got to learn how to forgive without the apology. Not everyone is going to come back to you and acknowledge what they did for whatever reason. That does not concern you. But as much as it hurts to be mistreated, betrayed, violated, you've got to be strong enough to not let that get to you. Instead of focusing on the people that I lost, and people that have just ditched me, dropped me for whatever reason, I choose to focus on the people who I still have and the people who have me for real, for real. And with this incident that I've recently experienced, this person hasn't come back and apologized to me. And I honestly, at this point, don't expect them to. That's how far I've already moved on with this. So, yeah. So, number 5, how do you move on from that? You forgive, but you will never forget. I'm not intimidated by seeing the person that I had an incident with. I'm not intimidated by being in the same room as them. I mean, we got classes together. I'm not scared of them. But when I do see them, the actions of what they did always comes back to me. And I'm glad it does, solely because it's helping me stay in my lane, And it's not punishment for them, but it's protection for me, because the way I'm handling this person now is protection for me, because I'm not getting caught up in the same thing over again. Once you've seen the situation, you've assessed the situation, and you know how that person moves now after what they've done to you, it causes you to think, and it causes you to step up so that you don't have the same issue again and you get yourself in a reoccurring loophole. But this talk about people closing chapters, making it right, changing seasons was so good. I wanted to talk about this. I don't know why. It's just been on my mind for like a hot second, and I was like, I just really want to talk about this. So I hope that if you're going through a little friendship incident right now like me, that hopefully this can help you, and just in general about seasons changing and forgiving people, and people changing, and just finding people. What is your standard of friendship? I hope that anything on that spectrum of what we talked about today has helped you to kind of reassess the people that you have in your life, the season that you're going through, what you need to work on, and that sort of thing. So hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on all of my social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Of course, subscribe here to my channel if you haven't already. Turn on your notification bell so you won't miss a thing. And I love you guys so much. Have a great day.